Hey everybody and welcome to Fight Lab. At Fight Lab we are committed to sharing content across a range of various fighting disciplines, from boxing, kickboxing, Thai boxing to mixed martial arts, including the various disciplines that make up MMA like grappling, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the combination of disciplines that have formed together to evolve the practitioner into arguably the most complete fighter across any discipline. The aim of this channel is to share content that goes way beyond simply the fight and delve into the mindset and illuminate the behind the scenes happenings that will address the misconception about full contact fighting being a barbaric and gangster-like sport. If you'll take the time to follow these uploads for a while, we trust you'll develop a far deeper appreciation, respect and admiration towards the fighting arts. Our hope is that those who have previously been fans of various fighting disciplines, that the content we share here would reignite that flame, and for those who don't fully understand the fight game, that they would become intrigued and later full-blown fight fans. Once they've comprehended and grasped the courage and commitment that goes into the athletes and the sport in general, they will develop a deeper sense of appreciation for the fighting arts. The evolution of the fighting game, especially mixed martial arts, has grown on a global scale second to none, and is an inch away from becoming the #1 spectator sport in the world today. The lifestyle, mindset and philosophy behind what goes into making a fighter is something extremely intriguing to watch. The discipline and mindset involved is truly inspiring and admirable when one witnesses the sacrifice, the blood, sweat and tears that goes into getting the individual ready to compete. Getting to know these athletes and how they progress and ultimately how they pull everything together when they compete has been so well put together that it really does make for really exciting viewing. Just a disclaimer, while our intention is to share the good that comes from this way of life, there are rather unsavory elements that use language from time to time not suitable for kids, and we will, where possible, do our best to edit these out as best as we can. So over time we'll be loading random clips on this channel, clips which we've collected and which we feel will best complement the interest we are striving to generate here. To give you a good example of what we're aiming to achieve here, for this episode we have compiled a narrative around the heart and soul of a fighter. We trust that you'll enjoy the content uploaded, and if so, please subscribe to the channel, like and share with others. So without further ado, allow me to present to you just one example around the heart and soul of a full contact fighter. God bless and enjoy.
Out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 7 wins, 3 losses. This is where we fight. This is where they die.
Mixed martial arts has been, you know, there's just been a lot of trash talking and things like that, and I don't know, maybe that's just, you know, what they feel they need to do and to entertain things, but I'm just kind of sick of it. I'm sick of all the hate.
This is how stupid you look with those fucking heads. You look like a fucking idiot. Hey George, these are your people. These are your fucking people, man. What the fuck?
How many times did I fuck you up in practice?
0, motherfucker.
Exactly.
We're gonna find out.
Saturday, you're gonna find out.
You can talk all you want, show your insecurity, show who you really are. We're gonna get out there. I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I'm gonna break your ass.
Yeah, I had you in your own.
I think you cannot be the champion because you just can't do this. You can't deal with the media. You cannot deal with the pressure. It's too much for you.
George is one of the greats. I'm gonna wipe him out. Saturday night, I'm gonna destroy him.
Come on. You're the one that...
Hey, keep your hands to
Hey, well, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
TJ was never a real champion. As long as I'm in this division, he'll never be a champion, and I'll be chasing this belt.
I'm not gonna give chance to Rose on Saturday, November 4th.
I wanna bring her pain to her. That's it, what I have for her.
So they were actually talking to you during the fight? His corner was actually speaking to you? You can hear them?
Yeah, I could hear him. I can hear him talking shit the whole time, actually.
Wow. What else were they saying?
Yeah. Oh, you know, stuff like when I miss a leg kick or something, like, too slow.
Too slow! Too slow, TJ!
You're too slow, like, all you've done is, like, a right hook, like, all this stuff, you know?
Light it up! Get with the right! It's all he got is the right hook! Keep that left high!
Just try to just continue to break me, you know?
This man is amazing. I'm a fighter, but I've been a fan of this man. He's a true example of hard work and perseverance in the sport. So Mike, old man, all my respect to you, man.
More than halfway across the country, former Division I wrestler Gaethje prepares to dismantle Poirier by any means necessary.
I started wrestling at 4 years old, and there was a group of 10 of us we call Arizona Heat. We got good, and we started competing with the city boys. We took pride in going from our small town and competing with the biggest teams in the state. We never thought we were smaller or had less of a chance. You know, we knew we could hang with the biggest and the best. That's the kind of mindset that we have where we're from. I want to fight a 10 out of 10. He doesn't even have to have a name. I'm one of the best in the world in the lightweight division. I know that. But yeah, I am a wrestler, deep, deep down.
You know, Justin has not really showed a lot of the wrestling, what he's done his whole life, because he enjoys to fight.
I trust in my reactions and my ability to see punches and roll with the punches. And it got me to 18-0. The game plan is the same. As fast as possible, as brutally as possible, violently as possible. Because I want to get paid, and that's how you get paid in this sport.
When you get to this level, the key is, are people watching? And when you fight again, are they going to watch again?
I'm going to go in there and fight my fight. If I think I'm going to stand outside and box with Dustin, it's going to be a long and tough night. I got to get in there, I got to work his body, and I got to get him guessing up and down. I will double leg him, and then I'll go back to where I want to be, which is on my feet. I got to go in there and I got to perform on April 14th, and that's all that really matters.
I can't have this slow, lackadaisical pace. You've got to get tall, full foot on the box, alternating each time as we go. Ready, and go. We know this, that Justin is the kind of guy that when he enters that octagon, Justin's throwing down. We've seen it in his last 2 UFC fights. The guy goes in and he's throwing heavy punches. He's a guy that likes to sprint a marathon. And go. 30, 30, 30, 90. Yep.
My first instinct is to create a car crash and be the object with the most force.
If I can elongate that activity throughout, we might have a better fighter to be able to keep that intensity up through all 5 rounds.
I want your heart to beat at the same pace as my heart, and I want to see if you're comfortable there. Not a lot of people are going to be, because I'm doing everything I can to be ready. And I'm gonna keep pushing your heart to the maximum pace that it could possibly go until either I'm knocked out or you're knocked out. At the end of the day, both of us are in there trying to get lucky. I'm trying to land that lucky punch. He's trying to land that lucky punch. I'm excited to get deep in the rounds. Dustin's gonna get the best me ever, obviously. I will march him down. His back will be on the fence. A lot of people can't handle the pressure. They either sign up or sign out.
He's world class. He does a lot of things very, very well. His benefit is his willpower to fight in heated exchanges.
At the end of the day, a fight's a fight. It takes one shot. You have to take the risk in order to get lucky in this sport.
The one thing you can control is making sure that you're ready to perform at the highest level. And outside the octagon, he does everything he needs to do.
This is a critical fight for me. They're fighting for the belt the week before our fight. An impressive win over Dustin, helps me jump that line. It's gonna be a very tough fight. I'm expecting another war.
The key is fighting at your fullest. He's gonna come out there, he's gonna hit the gas pedal. He's a crowd pleaser, he's an entertainer. And he loves to deal with insanity.
You come into my hometown, so I'm gonna be my best and I'm gonna try to break you as fast as possible, as violent as possible. We all know this.
1,700 miles away, the Rocky Mountains serve as a proving ground for one of the UFC's most exciting new contenders, a fighter who takes pride in keeping it real.
When it comes to promoting yourself in this sport, you either pick a gimmick and hope it works, or be yourself and hope it works. But the best and most sure way to give a good impression to the fans, the UFC fans, MMA fans, is to fight with maximum effort. Every time I fight, I give maximum effort, and at the end of the day, I will be known for how I fought. The UFC is everything I thought it would be. This is the pinnacle of the sport, and if you want to be the best in the world, you have to fight in the UFC. And that is something that when I started wrestling at 4 years old, I bought into, that I could be the best, and I would be the best, and I'll prove I'm the best or fail trying.
Last July, Justin Gaethje made one of the most anticipated debuts in UFC history, entering the octagon with a record of 17-0 and hungry for more. His 15th career knockout in what many deem to be the fight of the year proved Gaethje an immediate contender.
Justin Gaethje with his ultimate highlight! Unbelievable!
Just 4 months later, the UFC's self-proclaimed most violent man faced former champion Eddie Alvarez.
What a fight! This fight is so crazy.
The two combined for a staggering 227 significant strikes. Yet the fight ultimately did not go Gaethje's way. And now the proud 29-year-old is determined to not just bounce back from his first setback ever, but prove that he is better than ever.
The Eddie Alvarez fight. I don't think there's much to look at and critique. Outside of that was Gaethje at his finest. I thought we had it. We were right there.
Oh, yeah, that's...
But if he would have lasted the fight and lost the decision, I know it would have killed him.
I never would have been happy with myself. The last thing you could do in the sport of MMA is lie to yourself. You have got to hold yourself accountable in this sport. You're gonna lose, and when you lose, you want to know that you gave everything and tried your hardest, or else it's going to be hard to forgive yourself for one and then get back up on that horse and ride again.
He always says it. He goes, it's either me or the other guy going out, and he called it. He's said in many interviews, he doesn't care. He's gonna get knocked out at a certain point. He wants to be the most violent guy in the UFC, and I think he speaks that clearly. So him going out the way he did, he was okay with it. And I felt like our stock went up.
Luckily, I could take a punch, and I hit hard. I got some dense bones. Hindsight's 20/20, but I was born and bred to do this. Coming from where I come from, the upbringing that I went through, there's nothing else I could be doing, really.
When you look at the sport of mixed martial arts, there's a mysterious element to it. If two people enter a cage, and there can be only one winner, the odds of victory should be roughly 50-50. And if you look at the career of the average mixed martial arts athlete, that's exactly what happens. They win one, they lose one. They win one, they lose one.
Found this from Vince Lombardi, and Vince Lombardi said, the harder you work, the harder it is to surrender.
So let's just talk about what happened. You tested positive. Fuck, I'm so sorry.
Everything changes. Nothing stays the same forever. Nothing. But the point is, you learn from every lesson. You learn from every risk. Don't ever be afraid to take risks.
13 seconds of round number 3.
When you say you didn't see it happening, did you feel that you came into this fight overconfident?
What are you afraid of? What are you scared of? Because we all have fears, don't we? So I want to ask you a question. What are your fears? It's how you eat, how you think, how you sleep, how you drink. You're talking about will now. You're talking about heart now.
You're not talking about physicality. You're not talking about how you look. You're not talking about how strong you are. You're not talking about how tall you are, how fit you are. You're talking about will. You're talking about when you get to the point where it's two people and somebody got to tap out before the other person taps out. Will, heart. What you do there has everything to do with what time you wake up. It has everything to do with how you eat. It has everything to do with how you work out, how you prepare. It has every single thing to do with how you think.
Definitely, I'm in his head. I'm not only his head. I believe I'm in everybody's head at the minute. You know, so it's perfect.